The unstoppable tide. How scammers are flooding the UK with impunity and what we can do about it. The UK is drowning in a sea of scams. Millions of pounds are being siphoned away from unsuspecting victims daily, leaving a trail of financial devastation and emotional distress in their wake. This isn't just a problem, it's a crisis. A penalty-free crime, thriving in the shadows of inadequate regulation and international jurisdictional complexities. While the UK government recently announced an expanded fraud strategy as a response to the staggering 19% rise in reported fraud last year, according to the Office for National Statistics, the scale of the problem dwarfs even the most ambitious government initiatives. The urgency is palpable, the situation desperate. The sheer audacity of these criminal enterprises is breathtaking. The recent exposure of a $35 million, £27 million, scam call center operation, thanks to a massive data leak shared by Swedish public broadcaster SVT with the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCCRP. The Guardian, and other international partners, offers a chilling glimpse into the sophisticated and ruthless nature of these operations. Over 1 million scam calls were documented, a stark testament to the sheer volume of fraudulent activity targeting the UK. These aren't isolated incidents. They are part of a coordinated, global network operating with impunity. The exposed call center operation, while significant, represents merely the tip of the iceberg. Countless other scams operate undetected, preying on vulnerable individuals and businesses alike. The methods are diverse and constantly evolving, adapting to new technologies and exploiting vulnerabilities in our digital infrastructure. From sophisticated phishing emails and fake online investment opportunities to elaborate phone scams exploiting emotional vulnerabilities and impersonating trusted authorities, the landscape of fraud is a complex and ever-shifting battlefield. The lack of effective deterrence is a critical factor fueling this epidemic. The relative ease with which scammers operate and the difficulty in tracking them down, prosecuting them, and recovering stolen funds contribute to a sense of impunity. For many victims, reporting a scam feels like a futile exercise, leading to a culture of silence and inaction that emboldens perpetrators. This environment of low risk and high reward is a recipe for disaster. Rocio Conca, Director of Policy and Advocacy at Which, a leading consumer protection organization, highlights the critical role of law enforcement and regulatory bodies in combating this crisis. She emphasizes the need for a multifaceted approach, involving collaboration between police forces, government agencies, and businesses, including telecommunications firms, banks, and online platforms, to share information, identify patterns, and proactively prevent scams from reaching their intended targets. This necessitates the development of robust systems for identifying and flagging suspicious activity, as well as improved mechanisms for tracing and seizing illicit funds. However, Conca also acknowledges the inherent challenges in tackling organized criminal gangs operating internationally, often beyond the reach of UK law enforcement. She stresses the importance of effective regulatory action, imposing substantial financial penalties on businesses that fail to implement adequate anti-fraud measures. This would introduce a significant financial disincentive, potentially curbing the reckless disregard for consumer protection exhibited by some companies. The Guardian's attempts to ascertain the level of international cooperation in investigating the exposed call center yielded limited results. The National Crime Agency failed to comment on collaboration with international agencies, while the City of London Police, the UK's lead force for fraud investigations, declined to answer questions regarding assistance offered to Georgian authorities. This lack of transparency fuels concerns about the effectiveness of cross-border collaboration in tackling this global problem. Without robust international partnerships, the fight against this transnational crime will remain significantly hampered. The question remains, how can we stem this tide of fraud and protect vulnerable individuals and businesses from its devastating consequences? The answer requires a multifaceted approach that goes beyond simply reacting to reported crimes. It requires a proactive strategy focused on prevention, detection, prosecution, and international cooperation. Investing in advanced technology to identify and track fraudulent activity is paramount, as is empowering consumers with the knowledge and skills to recognize and avoid scams. Strengthening international collaborations, sharing intelligence and expertise across borders, is crucial for dismantling the complex networks driving this global crime wave. Ultimately, tackling the UK's fraud epidemic requires a fundamental shift in mindset. It's no longer enough to treat fraud as an isolated problem. It must be recognized as a systemic issue demanding a coordinated, comprehensive, and sustained response from all stakeholders: governments, law enforcement, businesses, and individuals. Only through collective action can we hope to build a safer, more secure digital environment and protect our citizens from the devastating impact of this ever-evolving crime. The time for complacency is over. The fight against this penalty-free crime must begin now.